You're listening to Real to Real with Coach Herb and B, a podcast that brings you community and culture with your host, Coach Herb and B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Coach Herb. I'm joined by my girl B, and we're at the bike lane.
Yes.
As everybody can see, we have this fabulous
Backdrop
place.
right here,
yeah,
exactly.
It's like really cool, you know?
And if you all don't know where the bike lane is, it is right off the W&OD trail. And we are so excited to be here. And we have Blake here. Yes.
Hello.
And please tell us a little bit more.
About Blake or about the bike
No,
lane?
about the place.
Yeah.
Blake is all you can do guy. He does a lot of things at the bike lane. Mainly, he's the beer man.
Yep.
How do you say
Yep.
what?
Yeah, brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Head
Brewer.
brewmaster.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people say brewmaster. I normally say I'm definitely a brewer, not a master
Not a
yet,
master
but
yet. You're getting there.
but
You're
working
getting
towards it, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, we are at the bike lane. As you mentioned, right off the W&OD.
Mm-hmm.
We're located at mile marker 16.5. For those coming out of the city or coming east from like Percival area. And yeah, it's about our general location.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like detailed.
Yeah.
For bikers, that's like, how many more miles do I have to go?
Yes, because I never think about the mile marker when
Right,
I'm on
me
there.
neither.
I'm just trying to make it to the destination
Yeah.
I said I was going to go to.
I need to get home.
Yeah, exactly.
My leg and my
Woo,
butt
I
starting
just
to
need
hurt.
to make it to the other day. I was like, I just need to make it to Wheeling Metro.
Right,
That's
there you
all
go.
I need to do. I don't care how many
How many more miles it's gonna take? Just I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. And as usual, we're joined by Mr. Ben, who's in behind the scenes today. But
Yes, he decided to be behind the scenes
yeah,
today.
Big shout out. Like we said, my man is getting married, so I'm a little, teary and excited for him at the same time.
You said teary?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That is so nice.
It's the closer it gets, the more emotional it
It's
gets.
like a child.
Yes,
Thank
setting
God.
him off to the big world.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's got our fabulous questions, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, how this business is run, and how beer and biking.
Yeah,
which
bikes
sounds
and
a little-
brews, right?
Yeah, bikes and brews.
Yeah.
How that blends
I just made that
together,
up.
Yeah,
But that's a thing, right?
I think that is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like that's gotta be.
bikes and brews and snacks, and they have all sorts of stuff. They can
And
help
coffee.
fix your bikes. They can sell you bikes. They can give you all sorts of equipment for your bikes. So, and they got good beer.
Thank you.
I've had a few of those.
Yes, I believe I've
Feel
had
like
some.
every time I stop by to get something fixed.
Yeah, you're gonna have a beer with it too, right?
Yeah. Oh man, my right tire, my back tire is a little low. Let me get a beer while I'm here.
It's a good excuse.
Yeah, good excuse.
Right.
It's like, why are you riding your bike over there? Well,
Well,
I gotta,
I'm
I
motivated.
gotta make sure. Yeah, I gotta burn some calories before I get there. Why? Well,
I love it.
if I
So
told
let's
you.
learn about
Yeah,
bikes
let's
and
get
brews.
real. Yep.
Yes.
For sure.
All right. So,
Cool.
what you got for us, Mr. Ben?
All right, so Blake, obviously you guys are a bike shop. It's in the name, but you are a lot more, as Herb was kind of alluding to, than a bike shop. So can you kind of tell us about what things you do here at the bike lane?
Yep. Yeah. So the bike lane has been around for a good amount of time. I hope I'm getting this right, Todd and Ann, but over 15 years at least in this
Yeah, I know
area,
it's
right?
gonna- Yeah.
Yeah. And more recently, Todd and Ann added the cafe and brewery just over 2 years ago. So aside from continuing to be this full service bike shop in the area, that, as you said, you can get all the newest bikes you need, including like newer bike trends, and then get all your old stuff fixed up and working gear, all those kind of older nostalgic bikes that we like to keep on the road as well. So yeah, again, aside from the full service bike shop, we've now got a cafe that offers local roastery coffee called Swings, as well as all of our beer. There you go.
Cheers.
Yep. As well as beer all brewed right in the back.
Yes, it's not
I
quite.
love it.
It's not quite beer time, but
You sure?
it might be worth tasting as well.
It will
We're
be
working
soon.
towards it.
Exactly.
So so I mean, as far as that, like, so the cafe's been around two and something years,
Yep.
and so
I
how
remember
does
when
that?
it came to life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I remember them when
Yep.
the conversation. So I,
Yep.
a little backstory. I went to high school with Ann, so
Okay.
I've known her for about. I'm going to age us, Ann. I'm sorry. It's been about almost 30-something years that I've known Ann, so it's kind of been a relationship that we've forged over the years. I did not know she was a bike advocate and big enthusiast for years, and then I saw her on a bike, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, we started a business." So, which is, it's great to see, because you like to see all your local friends or anybody that you grew up with like have successful businesses. And
Yeah, I feel like this business is a pretty huge success
Yes.
in the community,
yes, it
right?
is. Yes.
Because you know how active Reston is, so everybody,
Yeah, this
if
area
you
is
ride,
very active, right?
you know where the bike lane is,
Yep.
or at least you know about them. You know that name, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So since they've been open, I'm on bike number 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I feel like I'm
That's
maybe a little
good.
bit
Yeah,
part of-
Yeah.
a little bit part of the family, a little
Yes.
bit, So yeah. So Ben, what you got for us, bud?
So, obviously, right now there's a COVID going on, and it has impacted a lot of businesses. But I know, speaking for Herb and Bianca, they've actually taken up biking a lot more during this time. So, have you guys seen any negative trends or even positive trends during this time for your business here?
Right. So, like, even in this unfortunate time, we all feel pretty fortunate in that in some way, shape, or form, this has impacted the biking and like outdoor health industry extremely positively. For some reason, people just whether it's to get out and get away from the masses, people are hiking more, people are riding bikes more. During the summer, kayaking, all these awesome outdoor activities, and especially biking. Not only us, but the entire bike industry was turned on its head. There's a huge bike shortage, early to midsummer. That was a combination of China shutting down production as paired with an increase in demand all over the world. So, in that sense, it's been a great year to sell bikes, and people have been stopping in for a bunch of beer after the ride. So,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on that note, they're stopping in, but we're doing our best to keep everyone socially distanced outside, obviously. And people have been really responsible outside. All of our customers, as far as making sure they're doing their kind of due diligence to continue what we're doing in a safe way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like I said, I did take up riding, and it's been awesome. I think it's helped with my health and fitness side of it, because you don't want to be cooped up in the house. So
No.
I was doing a bike. Whenever you see me on a bike, that's probably on the W&OD trail or on the streets somewhere. So where's Coach Herb on the bike, right?
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
been getting out a little
You
bit
need
more
to start
lately.
one of those
Where's Waldo type
pingers,
thing?
yeah. Shows you on the map.
Like, where's Coach Herb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be great. So
Yeah. I was one of those people looking for a bike in the beginning, trying to hop right on it, and I
Yep.
couldn't. It
Yeah.
told me that it was back ordered for a
Yeah.
long time, and I was just
Yeah.
like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Because I really want to get out there.
Well, I same thing. I lucked out though, because
I know.
I'm a little bit on the taller side of things, and I walked in and they had sold out all of their bikes that were for
Not
petite
you.
people.
Oh, thank you for calling me petite.
petite people. And it just happened to be, I walked in and they were like, "Oh well, look, we got this bike and we have this bike," and they were like, "This one's been sold," and that was for my wife, and it was like, "Oh," and she was upset, but I was like, "Well, should have been taller." But aside from that, I got lucky and got the bike right away. So I've been riding since.
You
and
did.
So it's been awesome. Ride it to work. Ride it. If I get off of work, I decide to come and get it fixed here.
That's right.
A lot of tune-up
See
stuff.
her pull up.
Yeah. I think there's there's kind of a warranty that comes with it, and you ride here. Or come here and get it tuned up. Yeah, I think I had a couple of tune-ups.
Yep.
Okay.
Free minor adjustments
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to make sure those you get normal cable stretch. We'll tune that up for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's been awesome. So, and I think maybe it's because of the service or the,
Okay, yes.
the beer.
It's both. It's all a
Sure, yeah,
combination.
let's just say that. Yeah.
You call it an experience.
Right,
Yes.
it is an
Right?
experience.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
They want to
Because it-
create that
Yeah.
biker's experience that
Yeah.
you want to be able to come back here and feel like it's home. I feel it's
Right.
very homey.
Yeah.
in here.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Right?
you.
You come in and you're like, okay, it's going to take about another 25 minutes to get to your bike. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just relax, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you could go sit down, social distance, and have a beer, and hopefully you run into somebody that'll buy you a beer, which is great too.
It happens more than you'd expect
Yes.
here.
Oh,
It's
really?
like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a great group of regulars.
Yeah, the
that-
regulars are
yeah.
really nice,
Yeah.
which they welcomed me, and I was like,
And
sure,
are they
I'll
from
take a
all
beer.
over too? Because since you are off the trail,
Yep.
how many people do you actually get coming from both ends?
Kind of
you know?
extreme distances. Yeah. We've got regulars that come from Arlington, like on Fridays. We've got people coming from Ashburn and even Purcellville. Luckily this trail's got a lot of great opportunities to stop and hang out and enjoy great beer, and we just feel fortunate to be one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's nice too is, a lot of people who ride bikes, especially take it to that next level, they're very particular about their bikes, but you guys have such a wide variety of bikes here. It's not just for people who are solely into performance.
Road
but
bikes and
they have mountain bikes and things like that. We actually know some people who, there's Lake Fairfax nearby, where
Yeah.
people go, mountain biking and stuff like that around.
Yeah.
So Reston is Bianca mentioned it earlier, is a great place for people to be active.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, or not surprising for me anyway, is that there's all sorts of trails. There's, mountain biking trails. You got street bikes. You got all sorts of trails that you can choose from. So I opted for the crossover hybrid bike because I wanted to do a little bit of both. So, which was great for me because I get to hit the woods or hit the road. So that was cool.
Hit the woods or
Hit the woods or hit the road.
Did you get an FX or a dual sport?
Dual sport.
Dual
yeah,
sport.
yeah.
That's what I bought my brother
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year. So
yeah.
that's a great bike, man.
Yeah, very light and still strong enough to handle all the other stuff, which was great for me. 'Cause I was a little bit on the heavier side. Let's just put it that way, and handle my weight.
You were fine. What are you talking about? What in the world? Your
I'm
clothes
doing
are
a little bit better now.
your clothes are falling off of you.
Yes, that's actually. Yeah.
You should say thanks, Bike Lane.
Thanks,
you
Bike
so-
Lane,
Yeah.
for helping
Hey,
me
man.
lose those
Thank
terrible
yourself,
20s.
dude. You put the work in. You know how it goes.
Yeah, feels great.
Now, Blake, I know you're the brewer, so I'm not sure if you know a ton about the bike side of things, but you just said you got your brother a bike, so definitely know a little bit about something.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any trends lately of bikes that people are getting? Herb mentioned a couple of different ones that are in here. You guys even have like e-bikes or things like that. So I was just kind of curious if there's things that you guys are seeing coming up now that a lot more people are leaning towards.
For sure. So definitely the e-bike trend. It's something that's taken a little longer in the States to get a foothold. As far as like the popularity of it, but I think people are really starting to see the upsides of it. I mean, you can have people that are maybe up there in age if they want to keep up with other riders on a ride. If you've got people with maybe who don't have the level of fitness as their peers and they want to be able to keep up with their friends or their partner. And then it actually totally flips itself on its head. It's like, I've heard my friends being like, "Yep, now my girlfriend like smokes me on these rides," and like, and then their fitness, then both of their fitness levels are kind of being elevated. So definitely the e-bike trend, and then one that we're really stoked about is the just an increase in gravel riders. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but we just got our first full suspension gravel bike in-house. That's made by Niner. It's their RDO MCR, I think. But basically people are just trying to find a way to get that road stance on the gravel and maybe on trails, and that's a really cool trend that we're seeing.
And going back to the e-bike, can you explain what an e-bike is for people who don't know what that is?
Of course, yeah, thank you. So
I love and hate the e-bikes.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship for some people, for sure. But I think that comes down to the type of the bike. So the types that we sell and the types that are legal on the trail are the pedal assist bikes. So they've got different levels of power that you can set it to, and it's all basically as you naturally pedal the bike, it's going to kick in just a little bit of assistance for you. So it's a very natural way of riding a bike. The ones that aren't allowed on the trail and that we possibly don't like as much flying by us are the ones with a throttle where it's basically just like a moped with pedals.
So those are very annoying.
Yeah.
Stay off the trail.
Is it a lot of people have those?
Not a lot, but you realize when you see them riding by and they're not pedaling, and all of a sudden blowing by you, and you're like, what are they doing? Why are they on this?
Why are they winning?
I
don't know. I'm messing with you.
I'm a little competitive in that way.
I know. That's what I got from that.
Okay. We didn't have to put that out there.
Well, I did, and I heard it, and I think everybody else did too. That's all right, Coach.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I feel that way.
It probably comes down to the fact that, people that have those kind of throttles aren't used to some of the biker etiquette, and it's just as far as announcing that you're passing, having common courtesy to not freak people out on this multi-use trail. It's a great bike trail, but it's for hikers, it's for walkers, it's for horses, it's for everyone. So we've got to try our best to continue those common courtesy acts.
Cycling etiquette.
I will say that it has left
a
little bit. I don't know. When in the beginning of the pandemic, I felt like people were like, "Oh, passing on the right, passing on the left, it's okay, watch out." And now people are not as.
I think people are getting a little angry. I don't know whether it's because of other things, but there's some people
they're just passing sometimes, or
they
give you that stare after you you're walking, and they look back at you like you should have been out of the way.
Nope.
That's all right.
But that's also etiquette too, because if you're with a group of 4, you can't just take up the whole lane. You got to kind of stagger it a little bit.
Create a line.
Create a line. Unfortunately, you can't walk side by side because there's people passing.
Yeah. This is totally random, but do you all have a riding group that's here?
Yes, so we've got a couple different ones. We've got our official team who they normally they're I believe it's more of they're a lot of them are road focused on Saturday mornings at least. They meet up here for a great road ride, and then we've got our mountain bike team members who. They normally meet up Wednesday nights or Thursday nights, and they do the whole socially distanced rides and come back for beers here afterwards. So we've got a couple different groups who meet here different days of the week, and they've continued to ride through the season, so it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And they're also extremely welcoming, and they split up the rides most of the time. So they have an A, B, and C ride for different lengths and skill levels. So they're really good at kind of catering to different skill levels that way.
Okay.
That's nice. See, exactly. You see
the
tone of it changed, and I was like, ooh, that sounds serious.
Which one the C ride, but it sounds more like mine.
I don't know if I can keep up. And then now when you said there's different levels, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit more reassuring.
We might be able to get in, man.
I don't know. I might join that group if there's a C ride.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I think it's interesting. Bianca mentioned it earlier. There's definitely a community feel when we come here, and Bianca can speak a little bit more about this too because she's had some firsthand experience seeing this. But from looking at your guys' website, I know the owners are very conscious about making sure that the bike lane isn't just a regular business in a community. Mm-hmm. They want to be a part of the community. One of the things that I really love that you guys do here is the bike safety stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not just selling the bikes, but you want to make sure that you're teaching the next generation how to be safe, how to appreciate the things that they might have on a bike and stuff like that. So Bianca can speak to it too, but I think the bike safety going out to different events is really great to have when it comes to teaching the next generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you all have your van that they like to take out to different events and kind of show people how to do bike safety, but let alone teach them if they need help how to ride the bike as well, right?
Right.
I know I've experienced in Todd and at multiple kids tries and they've donated to the Y multiple times and supported them by coming to different events, and they're always in the community like Herb said, because for one, Ann grew up here, right? But she's also willing to help everyone in a sense, right? Who's willing to learn how to ride a bike or learn how to fix it or take care of it and so on and so forth. So when I see you all in the community, I'm like, oh man, there we go. Because I know that it's a dying trend for kids.
Unfortunately, with everything else they can do on on the screens.
Right.
Play video games.
Kids are great on video screens. They do flips and all that stuff on video screens. But riding an actual trail was funny because Ann's son is actually at the university, and he rides for a team for his university.
See, that's nice.
And
awesome.
He's got his pro card too.
That's awesome.
He rips.
He's legit.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And him and my son grew up together, so they've known each other since they were little. So that's been cool too, seeing him grow up in that way, and also being lucky enough to have the environment to be able to do that. So that's also cool for a lot of kids to emulate in that way.
Yeah, and you're not gonna get kids on bikes as much as you used to unless you're out there doing it.
Yeah.
Out there, progressively pushing it. And just like you said, showing them about safety and teaching them. One of the lead mechanics, Tom Ziti, he's the one that normally brings that van around, and he is the biggest proponent on safety, and has helped a lot of us with safety. You think that you're being as safe as you can until you've got a professional kind of break it down to you.
Yep.
So I've been at races before, especially over at Wakefield, where even the kids from the skate park will come over and they have nothing to do with the mountain bike race, and their BMX bike is broken and he'll hook them up just to get them riding again. I've been super stoked to see that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, he's very passionate about it. That's when I first experienced him. I was looking this man is doing a lot with this bike. And then I started to listen and I was like, man, all right. Because he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, information that you don't really think about.
Yeah, right? He's talking about things that you don't really usually think about with your bike. You get on it, you go.
Yeah,
right?
Putting your seat up.
Yeah. Yes, thanks. Thanks, man.
Did I say that? Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I just made it. I put my seat up now. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think.
So my last question before we get to the at least fun part for us usually is the beer side of it. Do you guys have other locations? Because Reston is kind of in the north area of Fairfax County, so didn't know if somebody else could find bike lane. Might not have everything you have here with the brewery and the cafe and stuff like that, but if they do want to become a part of this community and really get into the biking scene, do you guys have someplace else that they can go to?
Yep. Yeah, so I guess kind of as far as Fairfax County, the more southern part of Fairfax County, Springfield, Alexandria area, we do have a location over there in Springfield off of Rolling Road. And again, unfortunately no beer or coffee over there, but equally as awesome service, and they basically have the same bike selection that we've got here. And if they don't, we're always willing to kind of work with people and try to get a bike over there that we may have over here. So
Right. Yeah. I know that your new location, that's new, right? Like a year or two new?
Yeah,
What, the Springfield?
in Springfield,
right?
The Springfield location has been there for a while. I think it's a little older than that.
Okay.
But,
they did bounce around a little bit out there.
yeah. See, because this particular location is, I think, maybe 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Coming up on 3.
particular-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they used to be at the Reston Town Center, which was
That's what it is.
it was
Moved from
convenient,
Reston
but not convenient because of the fact that I think this location is a lot better because it's right off of the W&D trail. The town center location was a good location, but you would have to come off of the W&D trail and then come into the town center and then get your bike worked on. It was good because you had a lot of the other amenities because they didn't have the coffee shop and the snacks.
So you could ride around the town center.
So yeah, you could ride around the town center and get a cup of coffee, but
now you got a one-stop shop.
yeah, it's a little bit more of a one-stop shop, which is great.
Was this
for me anyway?
Like when they thought about moving that location, was this specific building like a no-brainer to pick up?
I believe I wasn't 100%. I wasn't involved in that aspect of it, but I can imagine so.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right on the trail, you've got if I'm trying to put myself in Todd's head, he's got a room for the brewery in the back. That's just me though. And yeah, I mean, it's a great sized space. It was a bank, so we've got a full vault in the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's actually turned into our professional bike fitting room that's run by Bill Helwig, and we have an in-house neuromuscular specialist named Kim. She works magic. So yeah, it's been a great space for us so far.
Yeah, this is awesome. This has been the only space I've experienced like from the beginning. So I didn't get to experience the Reston Town Center location.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I went there once.
Yeah.
And I remember
cool. It wasn't the ideal, like I said. I think blessing. Like this came up at the right time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space.
Yeah, it's just the location and everything. Like,
and we'll show you a little bit of that.
Yes, yes, we will shortly.
Yeah.
So, I think that's it for now. We're gonna move on to the good stuff. All right, so we're back for the good old stuff. What we're here for. We're going to be tasting some fabulous beer that Blake has brewed for us, hopefully, That would be the ideal thing. So
just for us.
Just for us. Special edition.
I knew you were coming.
Yes.
Special edition. He knows how I like my beer. So, what you got for us?
Yeah, so right now we've got 5 different beers on, and you guys are more than welcome to try any and all. One of our personal favorites right now is that Ride or Die.
Ride or Die.
Yeah, it was brewed with a hefty percent of flaked rye as well as rye malt, so you get some nice kind of spicy rye qualities, like kind of think rye bread, Other than that, we've got
without the seeds.
Yeah, without the seeds.
If I may interject.
Yeah.
Without the seeds, awesome. Does it have a hint of rye bourbon?
So it has definitely not bourbon. Like bourbon would be conditioned on rye barrels, but it has some of that same kind of spicy quality that a rye bourbon would have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sold me right there.
I remember that beer.
I can do the rye.
Yeah. So I love that beer. We still have some Oktoberfest hanging around. That's a first recipe for us. This one in particular, I wanted to shoot actually straight down the middle of a fest beer and a Meritzen. I love both styles of the Oktoberfest so much that I kind of wanted to do like a hybrid recipe of it. So kind of just playing around with that beer, but it came out pretty well for the first time.
And for folks who don't know what those two styles of Oktoberfest beer are.
Right.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so like
The herbs of the world.
Yeah.
well, so traditionally the Oktoberfest beer that was consumed was a Märzen, which is a little darker in color, a little bit more like darker amber color. It's got big caramel, biscuity qualities. But currently the beer that's mostly consumed during Oktoberfest is like a Fest beer, which is normally maybe like a Helles lager, which is a little lighter, crushable for me. So just kind of like a lighter, more pale version of the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So we wanted to shoot for something again, kind of right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Other than that, we've got our Session IPA. That beer and the Hellwig, the single speed and the Hellwig, those tend to be on at all times. That Session IPA is just lightly bitter. Again, sessionable at 4.9%. Light citrus, tropical fruit qualities. We've got a lower ABV stout, the Night Ride. We call it a chocolate stout because we brew it with a good amount of English chocolate pale malt, as well as some, midnight wheat.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So big roasty, chocolatey qualities without even having any real chocolate in it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if we had to have a flagship, it'd be the Hellwig New England Style IPA. That's coming in at 6.5%.
I'm into that.
Yeah, soft,
Yeah.
big citrus, tropical fruit, low bitterness.
Yes.
So yeah.
New England. Hellwig.
Yep. And that's our buddy. That's named obviously after our bike fitter Bill, Bill Hellwig.
Okay.
That's the only way we keep him around. Keep him out of retirement.
I think he
Just by
yeah.
keeping his beer on, and he'll come to work.
Right.
Hey, I like that.
I think he recommended last time I was here for a tuna. He was like, hey, get the Hellwig. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever you say, man. You know, you're the elder statesman's here, just let whatever you say. So I got it. It was actually really good.
Thank you.
I think I drank it here instead of taking it home, which probably I shouldn't have done, but I made it home.
And you
I
all
just told
are you all canning now? Or were you canning before COVID?
Right.
What's happening with your whole beer process now?
Yeah, as far as like beer to go, we previously were offering 32-ounce glass growlers to go. Now, we're in such a small space. Unfortunately, we won't have the capability to actually seam and can. But this is a great way to get around it. Is these twisty cans?
Yes.
I love these. You fill them just like a growler.
Yeah.
And Jeff and Ward always do a great job at it, so that there's extremely low oxygen levels in there, so that when you cap it, it'll stay good for the lifetime of like the shelf life of the beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
It doesn't necessarily always have a shelf life.
Not at all. I know that when I
think
get like
I got home and unshelved it.
growler, it's real quick.
Yep. Yeah. Again, it all depends on how you fill it.
Yeah.
And these guys are pros at it. So.
Yeah, it was. That's what I had. I think I had the Hellwig in this one.
Now, if you take it home on your bike, you just got to worry about opening it.
Well,
we have the caps.
So I bought it and I planned on taking it home like this, and it didn't make it home.
It didn't even last.
Yeah, because I got outside, I was like, let me taste it, and
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't
And
have
then
done
you
that.
drink it.
And I drank it all.
Yeah.
I was thirsty that day too.
Yeah.
It was a warm day, so
Okay.
that's my excuse, and I'm sticking
That's
with
what I was like.
it.
This sounds great. Yeah.
Yep.
So what are we gonna go with first? Are we gonna go with the Ride or Die?
I think you should try the Ride or Die.
Yeah.
Does everyone want to kind of make our way down the list?
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think
Cool.
Yes, but I also want you,
Sort of
before we ask you a
alphabetical
few
order.
questions, to tell us a little bit more about your cafe as well. Like, because we just talked about the beer, but you also offer other things.
There are other things?
as well.
Oh. Yes. There are other things. I
Yeah.
didn't even...
Yeah. So that's the cool thing is Ann did an awesome job of designing this cafe to offer local products. So everything we carry in this immediate cafe, aside from the nutrition, is all like locally produced and made. So we've got Dano's granola. They make great granola rounds over there, as well as more recently like breakfast cookies. A lot of them, I believe, are like gluten-free, lactose-free, paleo, like a lot of that good stuff. Because she's making this, she started this company making this stuff for her family so that her family could eat well. And now she's turned it into a pretty awesome business.
I think that's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
And when you say local, is she local, like, Northern Virginia local?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
forget the exact location, but they're actually located. I believe they're located near. Oh no, maybe I'm getting this confused. But we offer locally made chocolate as well.
Okay.
And that's River Sea chocolate. We got the bars right up there.
Nice.
See.
Yeah, that's worth us. They're located next to Ono, a brewing company out there.
Oh,
Okay.
you've seen them next to, you've been to, yeah, okay.
I've been to it a few times, and
Yeah.
I've seen them actually like processing the chocolate too,
Yeah,
like right
there you
next
go.
door and stuff like
Nice.
that.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yep.
So they make awesome products. All of our muffins are from Baguette Republic. Our buddy Joseph over there, and he's at a lot of the farmers markets in the area, so he's
Okay.
pretty well known. I'm trying to think of.
AKA Frenchie.
Yeah, that's our buddy. He tells us to call. He tells us to call him that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have
And
pretty
your
good
coffee.
sandwiches, coffee, all that stuff. Yeah.
Where's your coffee from?
Yeah. So then coffee. Jeff's the coffee master.
It's from Swings Roasters out of Alexandria.
Okay.
Well, they were headquartered in Alexandria originally, and they moved into D.C. because of rental issues,
yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
And they could also distribute a lot easier and faster being in the heart of the city versus being on the outside of the city for whom they were delivering to.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe they've been around since 1901 or 1904, something
So
like
you know
that.
the
It's
coffee's
one of the
good.
oldest roasters in
Wow.
the DC area that is still up and operating.
Yep.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
I believe.
1901.
Yeah.
Yep. They participate in direct trade as well.
Okay.
So they've got like a collective of farmers that all supply their beans to a certain collective, and then they buy directly from them.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, their coffee's awesome. I mean,
I was drinking it.
yeah.
It is,
Alright,
it is
so-
very delicious.
Shout out
Sounds
Chris
good,
Davidson
yeah.
too. He's our coffee tech, also a huge beer guy, and he helps us keep this place running as far as
Yes.
coffee. So.
So who's going to do the Hellwig first?
Is there
We all
first?
are?
Why don't we do it
Oh,
together?
sorry, you got Ride or
That's
Die,
not the
right?
Hellwig,
Yeah,
that's the Ride or
I
Die.
poured the
That's
Ride or Die.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I thought we were
Don't
going.
worry, you guys. Herb is infamous for,
Yeah.
So
we're going Ride or Die
messing
first.
things
Yeah.
up.
I said mixing, but it's just
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, we're not even gonna take
You
any
and names. You
Names. So we're going Ride or Die. Okay. So
gonna hand it to us?
yes, I
If
will.
you mind
me
if I
to do
pour
it?
just a
Sir?
little, man.
Yeah, I didn't know do we have any glasses I can put them in?
So-
Mix them up?
I
Thank you,
wanted
sir.
to get glasses, but they're all in the
Cheers.
storage bin,
Yeah.
and I can't
Cheers,
find the
sir.
key back there.
Oh, we're cheers on yes.
Yeah.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Bottoms up.
Hefe.
Yeah.
Ride or Die.
Hey,
Yeah.
smell it.
Oh yeah.
I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah, so you got kind of like a nice, rich, malty nose. And then this beer actually has a pretty high IBU, probably in the range of
Yeah, that-
You know, looking at it,
Whatever that means, IBU. I need definitions, guys. IBU.
Yeah, no, IBU is International Bitterness Unit, so it's a scale of 0 to 100 of essentially how bitter a beer is.
Yeah, I like this.
Nice, baby.
Thank you.
With no seeds, right?
No seeds.
No
Rye with no
seeds.
seeds.
That's
Rye
right.
with no seeds.
So, this beer was pretty much inspired by a beer called Rowdy from Atlas Brew Works. I think it's Brew Works in DC. But they had one of the most phenomenal rye IPAs like I've ever had. And sadly, they don't make it anymore.
Oh man.
I know because I called him the other night on the way home. I was like, "Do you guys still make this beer?" The guy's like, "Unfortunately, not." I was like, "You should totally bring it back. It's so kick-ass." And he was like, "Yeah, all the brewers are heartbroken that they don't make it anymore."
There are a lot of breweries who are, at least I know for sure, a few of them that I've tried to call and say, "Hey, do you have this beer that I know I drank from, a year ago? Do you still have it?" Like
1901.
Jailbreak, right? Well, Jailbreak. They have this jalapeno beer, and they brewed it for many, many years, right? And then all of a sudden, they stopped. and then they brought it back for like 2 months and sold all of it, and then they said, we're not going to do it anymore. And I called and I said, oh my God, are you guys going to like brew this in the future? And they were like, maybe, I don't know, maybe. Like, you probably really should. And I wonder if it's because of how people can get their, like, what am I trying to say? Jalapenos, right?
Right.
It's a lot of issues with getting in product, right? For
Oh,
different companies.
yeah, the demand of products.
The demand.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
Right.
To make certain beers
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah, you've got to make what sells as well, you know. So if they have, I know that they said that their rye didn't sell compared to, and that comes down to consumer trends. I mean, the consumer trend right now is New England style IPAs and pastry stouts and stuff. But
And sours right now for the Halloween holiday.
Sours, yeah.
Sours,
Is Joe
all
like Maryland or Asheville?
Maryland.
Maryland, okay. I
Yeah, it's in Laurel.
They're in Laurel.
Yeah,
Okay,
next
well,
to the
that's
jail.
what I thought. Cool.
They're in Laurel, next to the jail. That's why it's called Jailbreak. See, there you go. A little tidbit.
So
See, we learned a little something today too.
A little something.
I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it was in Laurel, but I didn't know it was near the jail.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you happen to break out,
Just go pick up a beer.
stop by.
Stop by.
Stop by.
It'll give you energy to keep running. I'm assuming that's why.
One more question, because I'm a super fan, right? Have you all, I know a lot of places, brewers are coming together to do collabs. I know, it's not a big, it's like, production, right? A big system. But are you all interested in reaching out to someone, or would be interested if someone reached out to you to collab on a beer?
100%. I mean, that would be awesome. You know, I come from a brewery that was huge on collabs, and they're an awesome way to network and meet other brewers and definitely learn about the ways that other people do it. So yeah, I would 100% be open to that.
It also expands the name.
Yeah.
It gets us the footprint, if you will, in other sectors, other areas out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And actually, that brings me around to if Atlas does hear this and they want to brew their rye on a small scale, they're more than welcome to come over here and do it, because I love that beer.
Yeah, that Atlas.
We're welcome. We will tag them.
Come on.
I'm a total fanboy of that beer, if you can tell. So.
Yes, we will definitely tag them.
Yeah.
Yes. Second place that we need to tag. What was that?
Blake, we should talk about the collab we did with Trails to Ales and Pink Boots.
Oh, Di Serono.
There you go. Di
Serono,
Serono.
Yeah.
So, just to touch base on that.
Yeah. So I mean, Jeff has a good point. We in the last year we've done two kind of like collabs. We did obviously the Pink Boots collab. It's all female brewer society, and they Anne went out there and brewed a beer with them at Denizens in
This
Maryland.
one was at Denizens,
Yeah, they made a great IPA with. It wasn't cherry blossom. It was like it was something pink.
It was something pink.
And I forget what it is, but it was a phenomenal beer.
It was very good.
Hibiscus? No, I
Yes,
don't know.
that's it. It was hibiscus.
Okay.
Yep.
See, there you go.
It was hibiscus. Yeah.
But yeah, them, and then we there was another podcast, Trails to Ales.
Trails to Ales.
And those dudes they rip the mountain bikes around Lake Fairfax and other trail systems, and we brewed a beer for them, I think, just over a year ago.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
All right, so
just having fun.
we're moving on, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
To the next.
All right, let's go right down the list to the Radveg.
Radweg.
Want to use these?
Sure.
Oh,
I got,
yeah.
I got these two, and then I got this one.
All right.
I'll take the small one. Let me get the shorty.
I'll make them just more of a mouthfeel now.
Yes.
So yeah, if I was smart, we would have started with Oktoberfest, started with some of the lighter stuff instead of the Howler Rappers, but
No, I think we're good.
sometimes it doesn't matter, man.
Yeah, right?
No, the rye IPA, that was really nice. It's not overly
Switch.
bitter. It's not I thought it was very mellow. I was expecting a little bit more spice to kind of hit me, not like a jalapeno beer, but definitely I was expecting to get that a little bit more. But as I was drinking, I was like, I don't really, get hit in the head or hit in the face with that flavor too much. I did really like that. It's a very nice introduction to rye here. If you don't normally try those kind of things or you want to get into that, then I think it's a really nice IPA for that.
That's because we don't have the seeds.
That's great.
Yes.
It's all about those rye
It's all
seeds.
about the seeds.
Shade them out. It's good.
Yeah.
I keep on hearing the seed thing. I don't. It makes me nervous.
You
Like,
rye.
I've had rye bread, which is good too. But so this has a hint of what?
Right, so Oktoberfests are traditionally more malty. The hops play a supporting role as just to kind of like balance it out a little bit, but you want some of the like nice lightly caramel, biscuity, sometimes like light toffee quality in these beers. And yeah, this one is supposed to hopefully drink like a Helles lager, but have some of those lightly biscuity and caramel qualities.
Here we go again.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Bottom up.
Yes.
Cheers. And I did smell it this time.
I'm proud of you.
I'm getting there. Well,
Herb will be shocked when he learns that the different styles of glasses too encourage that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that? Like you drink certain beers out of a glass like this to, I guess,
To help the aroma, to help
Right.
all
you
those
drink certain
things.
beers out of glasses like this, and you know how you have your taller ones. Or,
Like a flute.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
Yeah, so
did not know that.
like a bulbous glass like that is meant to trap some of those aromas, especially if you swirl it a little, it'll release some of those aromas and trap it hopefully at the top of that glass.
And we would normally pull a higher ABV beer in that type of glass to be 10-ounce drink versus your pint drink because of the different percentage in the ABV.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, it tastes good in this glass.
That's all that matters,
everything
man.
tastes better.
Also, you can drink it in whatever glass you want. It doesn't matter.
It tastes great in that
It
glass.
tastes great.
Yeah.
That's Philly.
But that's
It
the
releases
awesome
the
thing about
aromatic
beer is like
qualities
you
better.
can get as complicated with it as you want, but when at the end of the day it comes down
That's
to the fact that it's the people's drink. You can drink it however you want, however it makes you happy. You
Yeah, I need a pretzel with this.
know?
Right?
There you go.
Like I can taste the Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That time of year, you go ahead and
Well,
got the
No
pretzel
wrong way to say what
necklace.
you taste, Herb.
Right, that's
No
right.
wrong way
You
to
can
say what
taste-
you taste.
Yes.
She tastes
I
Oktoberfest.
keep learning that. That's one
That's
major
right.
thing that I need.
This is my feelings, my
Exactly.
taste.
Everyone's got their own palate.
Soon you'll be there, man.
I'll be there.
That's right.
Yeah. I guess I could probably do that with bourbon because you can definitely taste the difference.
Not probably, you would.
Yeah. I mean, I know when I do taste a bourbon that I kind of have that tastes like this. So I'm getting there with the beer, which is a good thing. You know?
Just got to close your eyes and open your mind.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Because
Put that right down at the bottom.
I'm a Scotch bourbon drinker too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Are you the one
Very
that gets
similar
the
quality.
sphere
Okay.
ice, or are you just, I'm gonna drink
Do you
regular?
use fancy
Are
ice
you
or
fancy
you just...
with your whiskey and scotch drink?
sometimes,
Sometimes. Depends on what it is.
depends on how thirsty I am.
Oh, and that too.
Yeah.
Depends on how thirsty
I was thinking
I am.
more of like, it depends on the bourbon because some you can't have it with ice. It's like a big thing, and then some you can. Which I like a nice little big nice cube just to settle it down a little bit,
Yep.
and then drink it. Probably never melt the ice. Put it that way.
Right. It doesn't stay in the glass that long. It just chills it down.
Just chills it down for enough to just to be able to sip on it, but not to melt ice. So I probably could use for the same ice cube for like several drinks, but I try to slow it down. I slow it down with the ice as well. So
Is that with the same bottle of bourbon, or is that a different bottle? Because now you're just taking it all up.
well, I'm just saying, depends on where I am. But a lot of times I like to have several different styles of bourbon.
Right.
I get very fancy with the beer glasses at home.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I get very. We like today,
Mhm.
for example.
Yeah.
We will have a flight of beer. We'll be tasting a few different beers. Have we drank those beers for the past 3 weeks? Yes, but it feels fancy
Okay,
when I
there you
put
go.
them in the 4 different glasses and I
There
have
you
my
go.
little tray.
Yep.
I
All
mean, and
that
today is more like a beer day.
It
Just
is.
Like,
it's very rainy outside.
yeah, it's very rainy
kind of
outside.
blah,
The weather, so
right.
you need something with a low body on
A
it.
fire and beer.
Yeah, fire and beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm running out of wood. So
Eh.
Are
that's
you?
probably
Yeah.
not a good thing. So we're going with the single speed, huh?
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one.
Single speed.
Sessions have become very new in my life.
Oh, nice.
I want to say, like, over the course of a year.
Is it because of what?
Because I hadn't really heard of like a session IPA. I thought
Okay.
an IPA was, you go big or you go home in a sense, right?
Okay.
You have a high alcohol percentage. And,
Oh.
And that one's yours.
Thank you.
You kind of
Thanks, Herb.
Session IPA.
deal with.
Do you remember Herb why it's called a session?
My man.
I have no idea. I totally forgot. I think I was drunk by then.
Thank you. I was drunk by then.
I think I heard it
Effie
because I
dog.
was like session IPA.
Thanks, bro.
Why does that sound familiar?
Could you tell us what a session IPA is?
You started on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that one?
Sure. So what we learned the last time, it's all about the percentage. So it has to be less than 5.
That's what it was.
I always thought it was funny
Thanks,
because when I
Seth.
heard it before, like actually learning that's like really what it is. I just in my head I was like, oh, session. So you're sitting down for a long period of time and you just drink a ton of these. So
And that's what I thought
that's
too.
what I was just equating
Yeah.
with. I didn't care what
Yeah.
ABV was. I'm like, shoot, I'd take if I can drink 20 of these. I'd drink
See?
20 of these.
Yeah.
Session one to me.
Now somebody's gonna have a pretzel even though they're.
I'm so excited about
This
it.
is
Thank
like-
you.
This
Thank
is like extra.
I hear
No,
all.
it's not. It's extra
I
10.
hear all.
Him. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you like mustard with it?
I do.
So session.
Yeah.
So
It smells good.
definitely like beers that are sessionable, you can essentially have more in a drinking session, right? So
In one good sitting session.
Don't know that's what that says about my drinking. And I think, yeah, a lot of these beers can be sessionable, but really it's supposed to be that it's less than 5%, so that way you're not getting too hammered by the end of the
yeah.
end of the session.
Yeah.
I'm so cute. Like, man, I can drink this in the whole,
These sessions.
I can do this in the first quarter of the game.
Tailgating.
Whatever-
Exactly.
Whatever game it is, right?
That's right.
Sounds like we're doing
Right.
an official event with these sessions.
That is true.
Yeah, right? I tell you what though, it smells really good.
Thank
So,
you.
It
So
has really great color to it too.
thank you all.
Yeah.
So that was the goal for this beer is to now there's a lot of great sessionable session IPAs, session ales out there, but in my opinion some of them lack a lot that huge aroma and like hop quality
Yeah.
that these great IPAs have.
It's a
So
good aroma.
that's
This
the
is-
goal for this
You
beer.
can really taste the citrus come through.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
really
This is
good.
very like.
Yep.
I don't know whether you could say about beer as being like taste healthier.
Yeah,
Whatever
for
floats
sure.
your boat. Why are you worried
Oh, there you go again.
You
with the
can
whole-
feel
Yes.
whatever you want her
So
with
this
beer.
tastes healthier to me than
Yes.
than
It's not as heavy.
Yeah,
Yes.
it could
So
deal
that
with
is-
mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gives you makes you feel
See,
you can have a lot more. Not
every
necessarily
day,
how drunk
you're
you
learning
Yep.
something new.
Yep.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
That's right. You can say whatever you
Whatever-
feel.
We might
Well,
say
and
something
a lot-
about you afterwards. But you can say whatever you want.
But it tastes healthier.
Hey.
So this beer is also like what they call a smash or a single malt and single hop. So a lot of beers use a wide range or combination of malts and hops to create a very complex beer. And smash beers, I think, that marketing term came around 10 or 15 years ago, and it was just kind of to highlight one malt variety and one hop variety and see how those interact with each other. So it's a very naked kind of beer. So this is a Pilsner malt, and which kind of like explains that nice like
Yeah,
clarity
that's what
you
I
get
like
on
that
it.
club, yeah.
And then it's all Nelson Sauvin hops, which is I believe a New Zealand
Yes,
hop variety.
How do you
very-
get to the hops that you choose?
Yeah, so a lot of hops are interchangeable depending on what's available in the season, but certain hops offer really certain like bittering qualities, flavor qualities, and aroma qualities. So if you just kind of dive into it's like an index of Pokemon. Like what, which of these do which things for me, and like what am I trying to use them for?
As the brewer,
That's a good Pokemon
analogy.
Only because I went through my binder.
For the beer, where your rosemary and other stuff are herbs for your food, hops is the herbs for the beer.
Right. I just
full
always
disclaimer:
try to
no
figure
kids
out.
are allowed to drink this because we said Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like, that's the first time we ever did that disclaimer. I don't think
well,
kids.
we're doing it now. We don't want to be, we don't want to encourage the youth
That is true.
to start drinking beer because it has a Pokemon reference.
Correct. Yes. But I always try to figure out, how do you come up? Like, where do you start? Like, all right, great. I want to make a session. Right. And what hop
right?
am I going to use?
So, and sessions are perfect, or I should say smash style beers are the perfect way to start that, because you start with one malt variety. You can get that mouthfeel and a lot of that quality from that single malt, and then, you use that one hop variety, and you don't have any other ingredients muddling or confusing your senses. So. It's
not confusing at all.
It's a great. Thank you.
It should be a much simpler profile for the beer without all of those fighting agents trying to get its flavor into it.
Yeah, it's
a
great
I've had
baseline.
some beers that are like, all right, great, and I'm totally making this up for everybody, but there's like a beer that's like, all right, I'm chocolate honey, whatever the heck elaborate beer, and I'm like, how did you come up with that? And it also wasn't that great, so why'd you put it out? But I always try to figure out why someone comes up with the beer that they
ideas.
and how do they do it? How many test runs do you go through to?
That's another thing. It's like you start with one, start at square one, and then when that batch comes out, you just make qualitative and quantitative notes about what you want to be different.
So I know we're moving somewhat quickly, but I think we're now down to the night ride. Which,
This one's yours?
sounds like my type of ride.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You like night rides?
I like night rides. So that would work for me,
As a brewer, the head brewer at least, you may or may not have like a favorite, but is there certain malts or hops that you kind of, at least personally, prefer? I get that you probably try many different ones to come up with the different brews that you have, but is there ones that you prefer? Because I know a lot of people have say my fiance, she really likes certain types of hops. She doesn't. They're not all created equally to her.
Right.
And we've actually been to one brewery where you can
No.
take the hops.
That was her glass. Sorry.
Sorry.
You can take the hops and you can actually smash them up and rub them and smell it afterwards to be able to really see the nose that you're going to get from that typically when you brew it.
Right.
So I'm just kind of interested if you have a
Thank you.
preference.
100%, and it all depends on the style.
Okay.
Like for my New England style IPAs, you gotta go like Golden Promise or Maris Otter, because these floor malted UK or Scottish malt varieties, they provide like a really nice kind of soft, sweet mouthfeel. And where, as opposed to using a different type of malt, they might leave you with like a clean, crisp mouthfeel. So it all depends on the beer, for sure. I also, I love, the hyped up, expensive hop varieties. So, Citra, Mosaic, life is too short to substitute hops sometimes, Go big, those hops were, crossbred and, engineered for years for a reason, and they're popular for a reason, so I don't like to skimp on substituting hops.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now we're on the night ride.
Yeah, so
Sounds very.
this is
very cool.
Todd wanted this beer. He wanted a more sessionable stout. I was brewing big 8.5% stouts, and we just wanted something to kind of kick it back a notch and have something dark, chocolatey, roasty to kind of be able to sip on.
Which I can relate to. dark chocolate.
Ah!
Just saying.
Man, I was thinking the same thing. What you saying?
I
Hey!
I was like,
Yeah, cheers.
Are you sessionable? Multiple rounds?
Maybe. I know.
Just
We are
saying.
now. Hey.
I'm with
Thank you
it.
for making this beer.
Yes.
Cheers, guys.
I'm all about that.
Cheers. And I love
Smells
the
good.
name behind
I'm
it. It smells
smelling
amazing.
it.
I didn't even sip it yet. It smells so good.
good.
It does. It's
Like it smells just like chocolate. If you can imagine you're opening, just may sound weird because sometimes I like opening a fresh box of chocolates.
Yes.
Right? And you can
Yes.
smell the different variety
Yes.
of like chocolate coming.
right.
Yes.
This is
Right.
what I'm like.
Which is bad because
I
you
know.
might end up eating the whole box.
Yeah, well, at least trying every
'Cause-
flavor.
well, yeah.
Right.
You end up biting.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and
let me
then
try
I'm
this
trying
one. If this tastes a little different, then I'm gonna
Yeah,
move on
that's
to
why I
the
don't share
next.
my box of chocolate.
Why?
That's
Well,
right.
You know,
I want to taste it.
in your
I want to
case,
bite it.
you probably want, on Valentine's Day, want the whole box.
I don't get
Instead of-
chocolate on Valentine's Day. We've been married too long.
Oh.
You get a happy Valentine's Day, a card,
Sorry,
and then
man.
you get.
I didn't want to put any pressure on you there, bud.
David, he's good. Yes.
Buy chocolate, buddy. That's
No,
what it
that-
sounds like. But this
No.
is. This
Or
smells
combine,
really
buy
good.
some chocolate stout.
there you go.
Oh, buy some chocolate stout. There you
That's
go.
right. Dave knows best. He'll take me.
It probably will get some. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. See, you know.
I gotta get my white chocolate. Man. She's not.
You
gonna
know what
drink
this
that
also
chocolate
tastes
stout.
like? It has a hint of coconut. Is that
So,
weird to say?
no, not at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
it has,
yeah.
yeah. You taste that?
This I just tasted it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes flavors and esters and all like combine create a perceived flavor or aroma that totally wasn't
Planned?
planned or yeah.
Yeah, it's like chocolate, coconut.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's very.
This is
Delicious.
deceivingly dangerous.
Yeah, because usually, for me at least, the stouts that I end up choosing are heavy.
Yeah.
And even one that I had last night at Halloween, it was very syrupy.
Yeah.
Right, it felt like it was full of syrup. Yeah. And so this one.
Well, this is not even close to
Not at
syrupy.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually very, very good in flavor and then light at the same time. Like it's not.
I love you for that. You just made that up.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
No, and that's 100% like
I love.
that's what we try to do here too because we have so many like cyclists stop by. We want low ABV beer. I mean, that was like part of the mission.
Yeah.
Like my mission coming in here is like create low ABV beers that don't sacrifice on flavor.
Yeah.
Like,
Which this
you know,
doesn't at all.
yeah,
which,
thank you.
I was looking at the percentage. I was expecting, in the 8s
Yeah.
because of the stouts,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's 5.25.
All these
It's
beers
like,
you can just stop by
Yeah.
and really have a beer and not feel like you're like.
yeah, like
Right.
hey.
This
That's-
riding
yeah,
on the
right.
bike.
You don't want to be on.
Can be
You
like
don't want to be on the W&D trail going. Because
Yeah.
that would not be good because you
Right.
can't go on your
No
left.
weaving.
Oh, I meant on your right. On your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
So
not
this is
end,
nice.
end well.
Do
Put it
you
that way.
do you have any new, I guess, beers coming out? Because it is winter time, so do you have any seasonal beer that is going to be coming here where when your riders come in, they're like, oh my gosh, you have that.
God, I need
I
the
don't know
firewood.
I don't know what the
beer.
name of like a winter beer is.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go
So
with that.
you're shooting towards like winter warmers, right?
Yeah, like
So,
yes, exactly, right? You
Yeah.
already know those winter style beers. Are you all going to have?
100%. So, we've got, I think, our third batch of a Belgian triple coming out. It's a 9.5%, like Belgian golden ale, pretty much.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
enjoying
like-
this.
You're good. You're okay.
I'm like enjoying this.
Yeah,
with you.
thank you, man.
I don't want to finish it. Which is a good or bad.
It's okay.
So yeah, as far as some of those stronger beers, we've got that Belgian triple. We got actually the 8.5% version of this beer coming out, the Love. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it on maple, maybe. 'Cause,
Ooh, then I definitely will be drinking.
I feel like the
that.
last time we were together and we had this, you said something. I don't know why this is stuck in the back of my
Yeah.
mind, but milk chocolate. Like having milk chocolate. I feel like we were on the bus. You were like, that's really like the flavor profile. You might get to like milk chocolate. And that's what I was having. Even just
Yeah.
that later one, like you get that chocolate, but it's not super heavy. It's not
Super
like
heavy.
biting a piece of chocolate.
Right.
You're still having it,
flavor.
mellow down a little bit.
Right.
You're getting a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, and it was
That's
good.
awesome to hear. That's awesome
Yeah.
to hear,
I'm
man.
so happy
Good.
you remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least.
Well, that's
a
'cause,
year,
you know,
but
He remembers a lot.
I don't. When last time we were all together, I don't remember that much. But that's okay.
awesome.
Because
I remember
it was
a lot.
delicious.
No,
That's
thank
right.
you.
that was
Yeah.
very good.
That
Yeah.
was-
That's why I'm excited to hear that it's coming
Yeah.
back. Like, I mean, that was so
Yeah.
great as general, but I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely more when I have that darker beer. I do want to be able to like slow down. When I was really young and started drinking, that would be how I end my night. Having a Guinness.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'd slow down. I'd be like, all right, this is my last thing I'm having, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Another disclaimer, he wasn't that young. He was younger. In his 20s,
Yeah,
okay?
compared to Herb's younger,
Yeah.
my younger,
Yeah.
yes, it's a bit
That's not-
different.
And that's hers. This is
Ben,
yours.
this one's yours, but
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
So, like,
Thank you, Jefito.
I'm so excited for this because this is like my style.
and this
Yes,
is my
New
man.
England style. So, and to answer your the last thing on that last question is that we just ordered ingredients to do a doppelbock as well. Kind of like an obscure style that not a
Yeah.
lot of people do, but like Trove's up in Pennsylvania does an awesome
Troves,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually just reading an article on, and one of the owners and founders and head brewers, like, I tried to take as much away from his
Yeah.
responses in the article to brew this beer. So, we'll do a doppelbock. It'll probably be ready by Christmas. So yeah, another kind of winter warmer, high ABV lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll be right over here to promote it.
Yes.
I
That's
know.
right.
Thank you, Hefe. And here we've got the our
Infamous
flagship, the infamous Hellwig.
Hellwig.
Yep.
Now, I
Yep.
don't know if Herb knows exactly the difference between New England style versus just a regular IPA. Would you be able to explain that? Because there are
Yeah,
a lot
'cause
of people who don't.
Herb does not know.
You have
Yeah.
you have West Coast IPAs.
Yep.
You have
Just so you can
New
get the
England
visual
style
effect.
IPAs, you have
English IPAs.
English. Yeah, I'm sorry.
let's see
I
if
have-
Herb
Yeah.
can tell us
No,
what
you're
your
there.
visual qualities
Yeah.
are. So that is your session, and that is your New England IPA.
You see the
what
difference?
what do you
Yeah, so
immediately
it's like
see
they're both the same color, but this is a little cloudier.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Look at you! Oh! Yeah, you
There
go.
it is. There it is.
Go
You
and
see?
drink some beer and know what you're talking
Yep.
about.
I'm a beer guy.
Yeah, man, you're getting there.
We're making them.
I don't know whether this is going to turn me into an alcoholic, but you know.
Hey, man,
But
we're gonna turn you into an alcoholic.
I'm just saying, like, you
We're
know,
socially
because I
drinking.
love my
They'll turn you
bourbon,
into
so
a
like
drinker.
now I'm drinking beer,
Yeah.
which will be good too, because the calories in the bourbon is actually quite a bit.
Yes,
Or-
you're drinking diabetes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, and you're diluted.
I wouldn't say that.
So if we ever get our liquor license, the first thing we'll do is like craft citywides. Have you guys ever heard of the citywide?
Yeah,
Anyone
that's
from
what I heard. I've
Philly
heard
or Alright, there you go.
Look at him.
Yeah, man.
yeah, I've heard of that.
So I love a citywide, dude. A shot of whiskey and a beer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
That's like the best
Several
thing
times.
To do. I used to go to
Probably a
DC
little too
to
many.
this one bar and I would do citywide.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they would have 3 choices of a bourbon or whiskey, and then like some random.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that at this place,
Pick a
old
beer?
people's place, called Stan's, which is in DC, which is the spot to go. So you get a nice beer, light beer, which is good, and then a shot, which was my favorite.
Founding Farmers does that as well.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. They're right down there, aren't they?
That is correct.
Oh,
Founding Farmers right up the street.
Why'd you tell me that?
Why-
I know,
exactly.
I'm so sorry.
Telling somebody something that they
Yeah.
should not know.
Definitely went there to go eat one day and was like, "Ooh, you have this? This is great. We're doing it."
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Which
Herb, what do you
that
smell with
works
this
out.
one?
I haven't smelt it yet, but I will now.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, so to answer your question too, and you already started answering it, Herb, is, I mean, it's
I've had it before.
in a brewer's mind, it's like it's an IPA as we know it
Delicious.
flipped on its head, right? So like, it's instead of
Oh my God! Oh, sorry.
no, dude,
Good.
thank you. I'll take that any day.
That was,
That was a real like
that's the
real.
best interruption you could ever get.
Yeah.
You know?
This is
Good.
like amazing.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is so good.
Thank
You
you.
know, I mean, if we're going rating, so this is probably number 1.
This is number 1 to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellwig would like to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was
Like
number
that. Yeah,
one.
tell Mr. Hellwig that his beer is, even though it's on
It's
the
so
bottom,
good.
it's actually the top.
No wonder you're not retired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
right?
going,
Yeah,
Hellwig.
keep going. That's
He's
great.
killing it.
And
he's-
it smells great.
You ever
Yeah.
thought about entering your beer into, or a beer, because you have a few different ones, but a beer into the Virginia Craft Brewers,
Or any competition.
or
There are
any
lots- there are lots
competition,
nationwide.
right? Any
Yes.
competition.
100%. So I want to do that as soon as we can. Like the last year has been so much of like dialing all of our stuff in. I feel like we're almost there, and I mean I can't wait to do something like that. You know?
Yeah,
I
because
mean
I feel like with everything happening, this is like the best time to kind of
Yeah. It's a start.
zero
Yeah,
in on
yeah, zero in
this
on
craft, because
Yeah.
if you think about it, at least for me, I haven't stopped going to pick up beer from a brewery, or gone to pick up beer from my local Total Wine or whichever, right?
Mhm.
Because there's so much more available.
Right,
I feel
yeah.
like people are offering more beers because they have more time to think about more concepts of beers.
Right.
Right? So I've also been starting to look at different awards that people are winning so that we can learn about what different type of beers we are interested
Yeah.
in learning about. So it'd be cool to see, I'm not plugging you, but this
But
beer
yeah, I mean,
No,
you know,
thank
into a competition, because the taste of it, the look of it,
Yeah.
the
like the look of it is
Smell of
actually
it.
very,
Top, yeah,
is-
very
is-
appealing.
all the way around.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
It's
You know,
really
it's,
worth
yeah, you know.
yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
I mean, the night ride is a close second, but this is like, this
Yeah,
is
the night
very
ride is
tasty.
very,
Yeah.
that's very, but this
Yeah.
right here.
This is
yeah.
that specific as far as
I can
Yeah,
I
this
can
is-
change
this is-
minds.
You're actually
for IPA
tasting
beer
several
drinkers.
different.
Yeah, or this one,
with
right?
that beer or the session IPA.
Yeah.
Because
That session is one of a kind, because if you think about a beer, and this is very generic, right? But like Founders, right?
Yeah.
Founders has their session IPAs. You go pick
All
up
day.
that pack, right? You go and
Right.
drink it, it's whatever. You never think about actually smelling it or figuring out whether or not it tastes really good. You just buy
Yeah,
it. You know, it's
I
a
mean,
session.
I've
You can,
never.
yeah. This one, I feel like you
I'm a
have
beer
to.
virgin, so like I never really smelt beer except for when I'm throwing up.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, did I really drink all of that? Wow.
Yes.
So
It smells
this is
better
actually-
before.
Yeah, I would
Yes,
like to
that's
smell it before,
Yes.
which is actually really good.
Yes.
You
I
know,
bet you saw that bourbon first before you smell it.
Right.
Just like
I know,
or
because
wine.
now I'm saying
You
like
know.
now I need to start doing this with beer, which is a great idea because
Yeah.
then you kind of like get like a
Yeah.
preview of what you're going to taste.
You laugh at us when we talk.
You can
about
already
this.
get your
Yes,
palate.
and it's funny because I did because I'm a bourbon person. I used to laugh at them when they would talk about how the flavors and the aroma all work together, and I was like, what the hell are they talking
Because
about?
I feel like we're beer
'Cause-
snobs. Sorry, beer snobs.
Beer,
Right? So we
whatever,
take it very
you know,
seriously.
so,
We were
yeah,
trying
that-
to talk to him about it. He's like, really?
I don't really
And
get what
know
y'all
what
saying
you're talking
because-
about, but exactly.
the last time.
That is true.
If he comes down to Asheville with us,
Dude.
If you go to beer country,
Beer.
Beer country.
yeah, right. If you
I
go
know.
to
I
beer
keep hearing
country,
that about beer
then
country
you'll go
too.
there and you'll come back and be like, now I'm a brewer.
Yeah.
I'm.
I might start making my own beer,
Exactly.
which is
Yep.
kind of
That's where
scary
I'm
too.
going down on Tuesday, and I'll be there for about a week. I mean, I've
Oh.
been there multiple times,
Yeah.
but that's where we're headed down to for the wedding and stuff like
Oh,
that. It's-
dude,
it's
congrats,
going down to
man.
Asheville, so we're super excited about that.
Nice.
And because of COVID and everything like that, we're basically separated in two. So we can only go to the courthouse this year, so it has to be like super small. But then the next year, we're doing like the party.
Oh.
So hopefully
Oh
next
my
year.
goodness! Yes.
Cheers, cheers. Oh,
Cheers! Yes.
look at this.
What do you need?
Cheers, cheers. He's getting married,
That's
folks.
right.
He's getting
But
married.
yeah, we love Asheville. We've been there at least 3 times so far, like in the last like 3 years that we've known each other and stuff like that. It's a blast. So I can't wait to, especially if these guys are able to come next year, to be able to take them down and to try.
Yeah.
If
breweries.
We're
Well,
going.
we're going.
That's
I
right.
think we've already
We're
planned
going. We're
that.
carpooling.
Like my wife has been there, and she's like, "Oh my God, you will love it because they have breweries and they have trails." And I was like, "Oh really?"
Yeah.
So she was like,
I think
"Bring
it's
your
just-
hiking boots, do this, do that."
It's
so
a pretty
it's
progressive
also-
part of North Carolina too.
Yeah, so
like, if
it's-
you're worried
so-
about like going down south, being like in the country,
Not when I go
yeah, you're in the
there.
mountains, but Asheville is still pretty progressive
Yeah,
too.
that's
So-
what I keep
I'm
hearing.
good. When I go there.
But I guess I'm going to be progressively drinking beer.
Yes.
around the
I think
national.
so, right?
Yeah.
Look at you.
This actually has a very good. Like you don't want to sip it yet.
I don't.
You
Did you
wanna
see? I noticed it took me a long time
So
to like drink.
you're on to something because to continue on to your question, like the other thing that separates a lot of New England style IPAs is the heavy amount of dry hopping, and dry hopping occurs mostly depending on how you do it. The way we do it here is we dry hop once fermentation is complete, so you're not actually putting hops in the boil or anything. There are some in the boil, a very small amount, especially in the Whirlpool edition, which creates a lot of that citrus, tropical fruit flavor. But there's huge, compared to any other beer, there's huge amounts of hops post-fermentation, which the only thing that does is attribute to aroma.
Okay.
It almost zero, flavor or
the profiling of the beer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's pretty much 100% aroma. So it's really interesting to me that you notice that. That means that it's working, you know.
So
I'm so proud of you. You came up. Look at you.
Beer snob is in.
Just what we need is another beer snob.
That's right.
Just what we need is another beer snob.
That's right.
That's all we need
I love it.
in this
I
world.
love it. I mean, we started out with the wonderful taste of coffee, because that coffee is delicious.
Yes,
Right?
it is.
I feel like me and
props
her
to
are very,
Swings on that one, man.
very big
Swings,
coffee
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
very
I
big on
mean,
coffee.
you know,
Right.
if I think I'm going to tell my wife about the coffee because it's actually really good. And,
Yeah.
But
And if you want to take some home, and or viewers want to take some home, we offer a lot of the coffees we make here, in addition to ones that we don't, all in like 12-ounce bags to go.
I love that.
So,
Yeah.
And whole beans.
and whole bean.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
see, I'm a whole bean
Yeah.
person because
There
I
you go.
grind mines at home
Right.
Yep, there you go.
to make
So
sure
this
it
is
is
you don't have to grind
that
this.
fresh.
You know, as is.
You just drink it as it
Yeah.
is.
This is
Smell it
delicious.
before you
Thank
drink
you all.
it.
Thank you all.
I guess my last question is, if you were to, like, if I were to purchase beer from you all, could I get, I know I can get those too, but could I get a keg?
So
That's
great.
very, like, a large request or whichever, but, some places
Yeah.
are very
Particular.
particular, right? They don't want to do
Well, they can only
a
sell to a
pony
wholesaler.
keg, exactly,
Yep.
right? They
Right.
can only do certain things, and they can only sell a certain amount of beer per week,
Right.
Right.
so on and so forth.
Yeah, no,
So,
great question. So, right now we're not selling kegs to the public. I think this actually ties in another one of your questions about whether we would look to expand this operation or kind of keep it kind of homey vibe. And they go hand in hand because right now we're producing just enough beer and we're kind of maxing out the amount of beer that we can produce to provide this cafe with and all these thirsty people that are normally
Yes.
out on the
that's right.
patio, man. Like, I'm just trying to keep up with their demand.
Yeah.
And so right now we're not offering any kegs to the public. But if we were to ever to expand beyond this, that may be an option. But right now, what we're trying to do is take the space that we have and make the most of it and perfect it.
Yeah.
So we've got some things in the works for the next year or two that will expand this space a little bit and just really dial it in to make sure that everyone that comes in is having a really extremely unique experience and that everyone's having fun. So
Sounds like we'll be back.
yeah, thank you.
And I mean, look, I don't know me personally, and I'm not a snob yet, so I'm working towards that. It's like Night Ride and Hellwig are probably like very close 1-2 because of the flavor
Yeah.
of the Hellwig and just the way it looks. It's like actually pretty cool because you don't necessarily always look at beer and go, but it's one of those things where you smell it, you taste it, and it's like you don't want to finish it right away, but you want to
Yeah,
keep
this
sipping.
is that was hard for me to finish it right.
Yeah.
away. I feel
He's
like
got
I
me
need to-
fooled that he's not like a beer snob or
He's
anything.
not
man.
though.
I'm
That's
not
the
a
thing.
beer snob.
You're hitting the look of it,
Yeah.
the smell. It's all part of the experience.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not just drinking
I
it
think
and
I'm
tasting
learning.
it.
I'm learning
Yeah.
a lot on this
No, it's,
brewery tour that we're on.
I mean, but that's
His palate
like,
is evolving.
like
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I have her on a
Expanding my
mini
palate,
brewery
which-
tour, and he has no idea.
Yeah, and as beer drinkers and brewers, those are things that we geek out on. Yeah. It's like, I mean, when these got popular 5 to 10 years ago, we were all like, "What?" Like, it looks bright and beautiful and opaque, and people use hazy and cloudy as marketing terms, and it's all that. So you're hitting on all of it, man.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah, my first time I experienced the New England IPA, I looked at it and I was like, "Ooh, this looks unfinished. I want this." Right? It still feels like it has it's holding some things that you kind of let go when you go through that final process. I've just made that up. I don't know. I don't know the process, right? But I also feel like when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, they didn't take it through its last step. Let me drink this."
Originally, yes.
Okay.
Originally, it was like, a function of, hops and yeast still being suspended in the beer. But now we've found ways to, continue quality control where you have a lot of that continue to drop off, but still have that hazy look with the use of like rolled oats and rolled barley, and have that soft mouthfeel with like the use of brewing salts and all. So originally, and in some breweries, it is like possibly an unfinished product, but the trick is to get it to look like that, but still have that quality control extremely high.
Okay, cool. I mean, like, look.
You all are doing it.
Yeah, they are. I mean, even if it's on a small scale, I really feel like this is a good quality batch of beer.
Yeah. I've never experienced a bike shop that offers beer and bikes, right?
Yeah, I've seen some, but I don't think that they brew it in-house.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I've never experienced one that actually is
brews their own beer.
It's a brewery and it's a bike shop, right? And if you bring those two together, because usually after a bike ride, I know I would like to drink something.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
and
especially
all disclaimers, like, all jokes aside, like, beer tastes better after a good sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is kind of like, it meshes well together. It works in ways that people don't.
You take that right beer and you drink it all that through, and you're like, oh my goodness, that just fulfilled my whole moment.
Right.
And then you kind of like feel like you can go
about your day without without feeling guilty about drinking a whole bunch of beer.
That is very true.
So as I was riding the trail to the job I used to have, I did a little bit of research.
Mm-hmm.
Todd and Ann are the first business owners right around the same time as only one other business in Colorado to combine a bike shop and a brewery.
I love that.
They are one of a kind. They've created something extremely unique.
Well, good job, Todd.
Hey, I'm just lucky that it's in this, we're all lucky that it's in this area.
Yes, right. I appreciate it.
It's definitely, like, I'm starting to be a beer snob, I guess. I don't know how you get that certificate, but I'm gonna work on it.
What you're saying.
Exactly.
You got it. Just saying what you're saying.
I guess I'm gonna get a plaque sometime soon.
Ooh, it's coming.
This is actually not bad.
Thank you guys.
No, I love it. And, on that note.
And the session is not bad.
That is the beautiful end to this whole podcast right there.
Yeah.
I think we had a great experience.
I think,
As you can tell, we fully enjoyed.
Yeah, these two have been trying their best to bring me into the beer or the brewery phase of life. It sounds like
and
like
I'm so happy that I was able to do that with something that he really loves, which is biking. So biking and brews brought her to where he is today.
Yeah, like I'm growing up.
Right? He's growing up. Yep, exactly.
I look like I'm already aged.
But we absolutely love you all in the community, and I tell you that you are one of a kind, and that it is very special that you all are right here in Reston, where we get to experience you all the time.
I know.
Right?
It makes me not want to leave Reston.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'm not.
Where are you going?
I'm going to be right here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have, I can come in the morning, get my cup of coffee, go for a long ride, get back, have my beer. I'm good.
You sound bougie. I love you. All right.
So sorry. That's how it's gonna work.
So Blake, could you tell us where you all are located? And let us know how they can get in contact with you, come and experience your shop.
Hours of operation, all of that good stuff.
So we are at 11150 Sunset Hills Road, Suite 110, Reston, Virginia. And if you're riding a bike, we're at mile marker 16.5 on the W&OD trail. Our hours of operation are normally, right now, they're changing a little bit with
little COVID hours.
Yeah, a little COVID hours going on, but we are open still from 11 to 7 Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7 on Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sunday. Everything's closed on Mondays, but the cool thing about our buddy Java Jeff, aka Hefe, aka Hefeweizen, no, that's all I got. But, and our buddy Ward, aka Wardio. These guys, you know, they do these floating hours where if there's people here having fun, hanging out, they're gonna do the same with you and stay open. So
I like
that. Cool. Yeah. And I've known Ward for years too. You know, I've known his dad a little longer, which is kind of weird, but Ward and his dad.
You know everybody.
Yeah.
So we'll be here.
So does Ward.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ward knows everybody as well.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
There we
I feel like me and Ward run in the same circles. Like, I'll walk in and be like, hey, and the Ward's like, hey. If we walk in together, it'd be kind of weird. You don't know who's saying hi to who. You're like, hey, Ward. And, okay.
Well, thank you for letting us do this with you all.
Yeah. This
We'd
was
love
great.
to come back and promote you all during the winter time and promote your new beers and you know, anything going forward. So thank you so much.
No. Thank you all for coming out
give
here
us
and
a
doing
shout
this.
out.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yes, I'm proud of you. Not prescribe.
Click on the
Yeah.
button below.
Yes.
I said that one time.
Right. Until next time.
Until next time. Peace.
Awesome.
Subscribe.
This man says. The Real to Real podcast is presented by Herbert Williams Beffo and Bianca Mosquitis. Our producer is Ben Runyon. Our technical director is Nick Patry. Audio and video lead is Megan Kotner. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Real to Real and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or anywhere else podcasts are found. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. It's been real with Coach Herb and B.